Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Conquering Dreams. This is your host, CB Baker. This is a doozy for here. I've been trying to get Miss Tennille Daniels as a guest on the show. And when I tell you, Tennille, when you told me in private, this is about maybe a year and a half ago now, like all the stuff that you have done, you know, in your life, you have lived like 2 lifetimes. And the
Yes.
some years that you've been, you know, I could give you age, right?
Yes.
But you're still relatively still young. Like,
thank you.
Right, you're young
right.
and you still have you're not even midlife yet. You've had 2 lifetimes worth of things, of
Been through a lot,
experiences.
yes.
Yeah, experiences and everything that I want people to really hear your story.
Okay.
So, to everybody out there that don't know, you were a recording artist before you became a business owner and entrepreneur.
Yes, for sure.
So tell me how that was.
Wow. Okay. Well, I just knew I was going to be a star. Nobody can tell me that I was not going to be on somebody's stage. I've always been in a group. I've lived in New York. We've been in the studio from Puffy to Wyclef to Ronnie Jerkins. We came out here to Virginia to meet with Teddy Riley and Blackstreet, and they wanted to sign us to Atlantic Records. So that's how I obtained my first record deal. And they moved us here. It was a group of us. It was 4 girls, and we were called 8th Ave at the time, which turned into 5th Ave. So they moved us to Virginia. We got our first record deal through Atlantic Records through Chauncey from Blackstreet. So we were on our way. I just knew I was going to be a star. I wanted to sing all my life.
Right.
Meanwhile, I was a PK, pastor's kid, if you all didn't know. So my parents didn't, that's not what they had planned for me.
Right.
And I know that now that's not what God had planned for me. But I was going to try. I was going to give it my all because singing was in my heart. I loved harmony. I loved writing songs. I was just blessed with that gift, and I wanted to use it. Yeah.
So now you've basically come on. You was a pastor's kid, going to singing secular music. I know your parents was not feeling that at all.
Not at all.
So that's the first veer off.
Ooh, yes.
And
yes.
So how was that being in the record industry, which is really a cutthroat, and then you're on top of that, you're in a group, which we all know groups hardly ever make it.
Oh, yes. And I was a sucker for groups. I've always loved, just the blend of harmonies and music. So I always wanted to be in a girl group. I've always loved to, dress everyone. Oh, you wear this, you wear that. I've always been into hair, so I always wanted to do everybody's hair. I just, I love the sisterhood of groups. So I've always been the one to try to be the peacemaker. Let's make this work. We're going to make it. We're going to be Destiny's Child. We're going to be the best.
Right.
So I try to keep everybody together. But of course, as you all know, groups hardly make it, as you say. So it didn't work out. But we all ended up staying in Virginia and starting families. And, everybody just got a job. And we ended up staying in Virginia.
So how was it?
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy that everybody got moved to Virginia. This makes it stayed here.
And even though the record deal fell apart, it wasn't our fault either. I'm not even going to go into detail about that. I just say that it wasn't in God's plan. That's how I'm going to leave that. Okay?
All right. So I know it had to be at least a blow to you personally to come from, you're defying your parents. I'm going to be out on my own.
Oh, yes.
Quote unquote, maybe even a rebel.
Oh, yes.
Right? And it doesn't work out.
Doesn't work out. I was really sad about that. I don't know why we didn't go back to New York and try again. I'm not sure, but we stayed here. I always had my license to do hair. I did go to college for 2 years, but I didn't stay in college because I wanted to be in the studio all night. So my parents said, well, you got to do something. So I said, okay, well, I'll go to beauty school. I like to do hair. Went to beauty school while I was in New York, got my license. So while I came here to Virginia to pursue the group thing, I did have my license. So I immediately got a job. And I started working, and at a place called New York Hair Designs. So, so yeah, I found a place that said New York Hair Designs, right? So I worked there for a while, and you know, I was really sad about the music thing, but here I go again. I started a new group.
Okay, so how did that go?
It went good for a while.
Yeah.
We opened up at the Nova for Lucy Pearl at that time and Cameo, and we ran around here singing everywhere and, you know, having a great time, but we didn't get a record deal. But we enjoyed ourselves. But that fell apart. Girl groups always fall apart. It's always somebody. It's always something.
So being part of multiple girl groups, in your opinion, what is the one thing that basically breaks them up?
I would say everybody wanting to do their own thing. It's never a, let me see, everybody being on the same page. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to do something different. Everybody wants to do their own thing. Everybody wants to, it's not one purpose, one cause that everybody could just say, okay, let's just do this together and everybody have one opinion and you know, let's just all start here and get there. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody wants to do what they want to do. And sometimes you just don't get along. Personality clashes. So it just doesn't work out.
So how long are y'all like in the girl groups that you was in, was y'all put together or did the girls themselves come together?
Usually I go around and I usually end up finding people that sing. Mm-hmm. I always run into somebody who's talented and that can sing. That just happens to me. I don't know why or how, but I've always ran into people because I'm always in the studio. I'm always around producers or writers and I always end up finding somebody that sings. So I always be like, do you want to sing? You want to start something? You want to do something? Da-da.
So did you ever dabble in managing?
No, never dabble in managing. I didn't feel like that was my calling. I was a good writer and I was good. I can harmonize in the studio, put a song together, and I was good with putting girl groups together. I knew that for sure. Mm-hmm. You know?
So now you're like transitioning out of the music industry and falling back on which is essentially was your plan B, which is your hair license.
Yes.
So now I'm sitting here in this beautiful salon, and are we still in Virginia Beach? You know, this stuff is
cities. This is borderline. So this is Norfolk.
This is Norfolk. Yeah. Okay, we're sitting here in Norfolk in this wonderful salon, and I know of other things too, which we'll get to, which is another group that you have formed, but it's not a girls group.
Right.
All right. So that's what is. Let's say it's going to come full circle, everybody. Right. So now you're transitioning to hair. When did you decide that you wanted to own a salon versus just working one?
Wow. Now this is a story for you. I worked under my best friend at the time for about 10 years at her salon. It was just me and her husband. And everything was fine. It just came to a halt at the end after about 10 years and something just happened where we went our separate ways and it was nothing particular. It was just at a point where it was time for me to go. And I think something just had to happen for me to get out of there because I'm the person that's loyal to the end. I'm going to stay until I die. Right. That's me. You know, so something strange has to happen for me to move on. And that's just always been me. So I finally moved on. I talked to my friend Ivy and I said, Ivy, I have to find another salon. It's not working for me, you know, anymore. So her girlfriend named Angie told me about a salon over here called Hollywood Hairstyles. She said, go over there. I know some people over there and check it out. So I had been going around Virginia Beach, just trying different salons, checking them out, seeing where I wanted to work. I came over here and I was like, I talked to a young lady who was the manager at the time. And I told her, you know, I'm just checking out different salons, seeing where I want to work. I'm not sure where I want to be. And she said, okay, that's fine. She said, you know, while you're checking out different salons here, take the key. Take the key.
Wow.
I said, okay, God, this is where I'm supposed to be. Because who does that? Right. You know, I thought about it. I said, okay, God, this is where I'm supposed to be. So I started working here and immediately it felt like family. I felt like I had a grandma here. Her name is Miss Willie. I felt like I had an aunt here, cousins, everybody. It just felt like home. It didn't take much to feel like family. So I started working here. It's a booth rental spot. So everybody does their own thing. You come in when you want. You just pay your booth rent. A previous owner of the salon, she was an older lady. She didn't work here. She didn't even do hair. She just owned the salon. She would call every morning and just check in to see how things were going. And who would answer the phone? Me. Because I would be pretty much the only person that would be here.
Right.
I would be the person that opened up the shop and would close the shop. But this shop had been here for 25 years before I got here.
Wow.
Right. And the other stylists had been here before I got here also. So, but I would be here when she would call. And she said, "Hey, Tennille, how are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing fine. Everything is working out fine. Everything is well." Every morning she would call. "Anybody there?" "No, just me." Next morning, "Anybody there?" "No, just me. Everything is fine. I'm doing fine." "Well, Tennille, you know what? I'm just getting tired. I just want to give over the salon to someone, or do you want the salon? Do you want to take over the salon?" I said, "What?"
Wow.
I said, "Who? What?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "Now I'm gonna have to think about that." That wasn't even on my mind. Was not on my mind. And then I said, "Well, did you ask anybody else? Because they've been here before. They've been here before me for years."
Right.
So she said, "Okay, I'll ask them." She asked everybody. Nobody wanted the salon. Nobody wanted the salon.
So it was meant for you.
Yes. But one person, her family member, her nephew, but she couldn't trust her nephew. So she said, "Well, Tennille, nobody else wants it." I said, "Well, let me see if I can get me a silent partner just in case."
Right.
So I prayed on it and I said, "Lord, you sent me here. You gave me the key when I got here. So this must be for me. I'm going to step out on faith." I did, and I'm here. And I'm grateful. I don't know why. He blessed me with the salon, but I'm grateful. And I think it's a blessing. I get to talk to women. I get to witness to them. And a lot of them have started coming to the church that I go to, which is Enoch Baptist Church.
Right.
And maybe that's the purpose.
Yeah.
And that's good enough for me.
So which one gave you more satisfaction? Running a salon or in the booth?
In the singing booth?
In the singing booth.
Singing
yeah.
booth.
So
Singing
how often you do that?
I don't do it often.
So why? Why you don't do it?
I think things changed for me after I had my son. Because before I had my son, I was heavy into the music. And I said, I'm going to give it all I have. Once I decided to have my son, I said, okay, now I'm going to give motherhood all I have. So I kind of made decisions on what I was going to do. And so maybe after Kim is off turns 18.
Right. You're back in the booth.
Right.
Because, a lot of people make a lot of good money writing songs.
Oh, I love to write songs now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my passion for sure. So yes, I still do that.
So how often do you write music?
I haven't had a lot of time to myself to be able to write any new songs lately, but every time I can, I sometimes in my sleep, I write songs in my head and I get up and I jot something down, and I just keep my notebook close. But I haven't been able to get back into the studio lately. It takes it takes money too to be in the studio. So you have to be focused on one thing or another.
So I'm gonna ask this question. So now you went from music industry, hair industry. Now, at what point did you start the group that you started, the women's group?
Women's group.
I can't really call it a sorority, but it actually feels. I got my wife is involved in it, so I got.
Hey, Sherry.
So I get the sidebar look at it, and it reminds me a lot of a sorority.
Okay.
So how did that come about?
Okay.
And what does the group do? What's the name of the group?
Okay. The women's group's name is Uplift, Encourage, Unite. It came about from me being a stylist, talking to women all the time in my chair, listening to their stories, sharing my testimony, and just, wanting to encourage them and uplift them, because to let them know that you're not alone, that I've been there and God will help you get through anything. So that's my purpose. I was talking to my girlfriend, Bethany White, one day. She is my friend, and she was getting her hair done. And I was like, let's start a girl group because everybody needs encouragement. We need to help women. You know, I said, I hear the stories all the time, and it hurts my heart. And I want them to know that you can get through anything, because I was broken. I went through a horrible divorce, and, you know, and everybody said, oh, you're pretty, you're smiling. Like, I can't go through. I haven't been through anything. Oh, I've been in dark places, but I want them to know that through God, you get your joy and you get your peace back. So I try to witness to them in my chair while I'm doing their hair. So we said, okay, let's do that. So sometimes you need to get out and vent with the ladies. You might just need to go out and have a good time and just be able to encourage one another. So we said, let's start this women's group. And ever since then, it grew year to year. It's been about 5 years now.
Wow.
And we have about, I would say, at least 50 members. So I love it. I love them. And I just try to help them understand unconditional love, which is God's love, you know, but not throw it on them or try to throw the Bible on them.
Right.
But, you know, come together. We can vent. We can talk about anything. But at the end of the day, for them to understand that, you know, God's love is important. You know, you have to have him first for everything else to work out. So that's my purpose.
You know, one thing I like about the group is y'all have like scheduled like events at each other's houses or businesses, you know, promote from within.
Yes.
So it's not just a women's group, it's like a networking group.
Oh, yes. They're all business professionals.
Right. It's like,
oh, my goodness.
Like when I hear the stories and think about all the people, all the knowledge that's in there that y'all are getting just by just sitting there.
Oh, yes. We have financial advisors. We have real estate agents. We have all different mental health companies. We have lots of business professionals that we can help each other within the company. And that's what I love about it too. So you're not alone. You have somebody there that can lift you up and help you, you know.
So do you view yourself as a master networker? Because that's essentially what you're doing.
I never viewed myself as that. I just like helping.
You just like helping people.
I just like helping people.
But that is essentially what networking is giving value to other people.
Okay.
So I know that you mentioned the dark places, and I want to touch on that.
Yeah.
What pulled you through those dark times that you had?
Oh my goodness. I prayed, and God helped me through those dark places. And, you know, and him giving me my son helped give me the strength to make it through, you know, because I thought I wasn't good enough. You know, I thought I wasn't enough. And that's hurtful, you know? Ooh.
It's okay.
Ooh. But I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but I just want women to know that with God, you are enough. You don't have to be treated any kind of way. That you are queens. And that God loves you, and you have to love yourself. And that's what I like to share with the women in my chair and within the women's group.
Do you feel that a lot of the women that you encounter have that type of pain that you're showing right now? Like, do you think they have that but not able to let it go?
For sure. They always feel like they need either a man or they need somebody else. And once you learn that you don't, and you can, all you need is God, and he'll help you do it yourself. Oh, it's such freedom and such peace that you'll be okay. You will be fine. You don't have to let anybody just treat you or make you feel less than, whether it's friends, whether it's a man, whether it's anybody. Yes.
You know, because you know, on Instagram, right? You always see those little quotes like that. You know, don't let nobody bring you down or control your inner circle. You have lived that.
Oh, I lived that
like 3 times over.
I have lived it
by understanding like how the people in your inner circle. Is very important to keep that in check.
For sure. Because I guess God has just given me a big heart, and I am so loyal. And when you don't get that back, it's disappointing. But I had to learn that people are human and they're not perfect. And you just have to know that only God is perfect. So you have to not put your 100% into people. That helped me, you know, not be get disappointed so often. I just understand they're just a person.
So
It's
what
okay.
percentage are you putting into people now?
I'm at it like I would say 90.
90?
90. I don't give my 100%. I only give God my 100% now.
Right.
I'm at 90, and when I see their flaws, I'm like, okay, that's just what they got going on.
Yeah, I tend to, what I do is, I tell people all the time, I say, you cannot fault a person for being themselves.
That's right, because they might not like something about me.
Right.
And it's okay, you know? But I know I come from a good place. You know, I have a good heart. So, you know, that's what I tell people in the women's group too. You know, you have to love unconditionally. It's always going to be something with somebody. They're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be 100% of everything that you're going to like.
Right.
You know, you just have to look over that and just say, as long as they have a good heart, okay, I get it. And you don't have to be best friends either.
Right.
You just, okay, this person, or I could go out to eat with her, or I could chill with her over here, or I could just talk to her about something. You learn how to just get along.
Now, with the climate in media with that's on TV with, you know, the reality shows with the group of women always together, but always bickering.
I hate that.
I don't see that in U.E.U when I'm on the outskirts looking in. So how do you feel about that?
As one of the leaders, I strongly, I don't tolerate it. And when they come in, I let them know that this is not the group for you if you like drama.
Right.
We're not having that. When you come in, you have to know that this is the group that you're going to have to come in and love unconditionally. Right. And if you can't love unconditionally, just don't get close to people. Just come for the purpose. Right. If we come in to serve the homeless, come to serve the homeless and say, love you, see you later. Right. Don't get nobody's number and don't go over their house after the meeting. Right. You know? Right. So you have to know yourself. Who are you?
So you do a pretty good job of policing that aspect.
I try. I have to, because everybody's different, and I put that up front. You know? I put that up front so you already know coming in.
So what are some of the things that Tennille Daniels is working on in the near future that you know you just want to let people know about?
Let me see. Well, if you would like to join U.E.U, my women's group, please give me a call or email me at u.e.u.group.com. We would love to have you if you have that same spirit of love. One day I would like to have a salon love school, cosmetology school. I think that would be awesome. You know, I would definitely love to get back into the studio and do an album myself, you know, or write a book about what I've been through, share my testimony with the world. Because I've shared it with the women's group, but a lot of people just don't know and they don't understand, you know? Right. So
I'm going to ask you a cliche question, which is, okay, you have the opportunity to put a billboard right up here on 264 for 6 months for free.
Yes.
What message are you telling people?
My message would be, you're waiting on God, but God's waiting on you.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I had to learn
that. I definitely will put your phone number and your information inside the details in the comment sections of the podcast and in the YouTube video. Tennille, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to seeing the response from this. And I also look forward to doing some more work with you with the U.E.U. If you ever invite the men. The men was invited like one event. And it was great, you know. So it was great because, you know, I like networking with people and, you know, meeting people and hearing people's stories. And, you know, that's what I love doing. Okay. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank y'all so much for taking the time to listen. This is your host, CB Baker. Till next time.